Alright, so today we're going to be looking at some of my mobile layouts that I have built. Most of these were built during the COVID-19 quarantine time, and I just had some extra parts laying around, extra pieces and trains, and I decided to make some layouts out of them. So without further ado, we'll get right into the video. Alright, so to start things off, we're going to start out with the first layout that I built, and this was made with this is an American Flyer table. This is all the tracks and trains are American Flyer. They were actually boxed up. They were actually my grandpa's, and they were boxed up, and I decided to get them out and put them on this table. And the table is just wide enough to fit in my car. So this was the first time I tried to design it so that it would be completely mobile and you wouldn't need any equipment to move it with. The table is an old, I believe an old school lunch table that we just had laying around and decided to paint it and use it. Alright, so this is the second layout we're going to be looking at. It's also the second one I built. It's an HL scale layout with 2 loops in it instead of 1. There's no connecting track, but I designed it that way because most of the equipment I was using on the layout wouldn't be DCC, and I'd have to add an insulated rail joiner, and I didn't really have that available at the time, and I just used what I had available. And I had a lot of old structures, a lot of kits that were collecting dust from an old layout, and I decided to put them on this to show them off a little bit. And yeah, that's about it for this one. So now we're on the third and final layout of our tour, and this is an in-scale layout. This is probably my favorite scale to model. My biggest layout I have right now is an in-scale layout. This was, again, made out of just spare parts that I had around, and there's actually a stream in the middle of it, and this is made out of acrylic. I believe it's two-part epoxy. It's a 2-part epoxy, and I used spray foam insulation for the mountains and some extra foam mountains. There's actually, like, I believe they were just like foam mountains that came with sets and stuff. I used those, I recycled those in there. And I bought the trees which are kind of interesting. I need to start making my own trees. That's the one thing I have not mastered yet, is making trees. I haven't figured out a good way to make trees yet, but they really do make a difference on a layout. And these ones were just pre-built trees that I cut down to scale and put on the layout. But yeah, that's about it. So let's take a look. That's all for today, guys. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.